And we are live! Hi, everyone! Hi, Void. How's it going? Alrighty, today we are going to play, as per democracy votes, Ace Attorney Investigations. I don't know. I've hyped myself way too much for this stream, and I really shouldn't have. But yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes other streams are not as busy. Well, anyway, I'll start up the game now. Hope you guys all been well. I've been well. A bit stressed though, because of the obvious thing that happened. So many things to check lately. But yeah, let's see if I can get this to work. Give it to me. Yes! Beautiful! Ace Attorney Investigations collection. There wasn't like a topic for it on Twitch. I was very disappointed. What can you do? Ooh, this menu is sleek. Very sleek. Okay, let's see. We have 2 games in one, but I have never played the first one, so... Episode selects are also here, which is great. Okay, I think... Oh! Of course. Play with new HD chibi character sprites or pixel art. Let's do HD. Start from this episode. Yes. We shall start. Turnabout Visitor. March 14, 1:16 a.m. Question mark. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. Ah. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. And in classic Ace Attorney tradition, the guilty party is already made visible. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. You don't look like a prodigy, my dude. You look weird. Anyway, March 14, 2:05 a.m. The prosecutor's building, the 12th floor hallway. Oh my gosh. There I am. There he is! The legend himself. Okay. Okay, Edgeworth's voice. How did it go again? Okay. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. I doubt it. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Wait, the murder happened in our office? That's not fair! Yep. There's the body in the shadows. Yeah. What the? What's the meaning of this? Oh, hi, Papaya. Welcome to the stream. Freeze. Yeah, this is the remaster thingy. I couldn't find the original topic. Look at him. He's so handsome. He is indeed. He's about to be shot. I need to voice act for a sec. Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in the prosecutor's office. What? Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. That is badass. He just walks away. Yeah, walk away, you coward. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home, after a month abroad, I will be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. Yeah, I can see that already. My gosh, his office is bright. Look at this. This floor is almost like insultingly yellow. March 14, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office's room, 1202. He's thinking. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir! Is this how you do investigate, my dude? Ah! Yay! Gumshoe, hello! Oh my gosh, I missed this man so much! It's been so long! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct. Yay! He's the legend, the man himself. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! Gumshoe! Gumshoe, it's in your line of sight! The body! I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads of it or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. You have a photographic memory, Edgeworth? Speaking of things that pique my curiosity... Pikachu, you found the subscribe button! Oh my gosh! We have our first subscriber! Amazing! Yay! Thank you! Yeah, you waited for it for so long. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. Thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Okay. Now, keep calm and investigate a crime scene. We have a death on our hands here. Crime scene, my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? Why, of all places, did the murder occur in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Oh, hi, Demon Lord. Welcome to the stream. We are investigating a murder in Edgeworth's office. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. Oh. Is there only one key? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Great! Edgeworth's superpower is just basic logic. So, how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, then I connect them together with T. Mostly still will lurk today, hands full with the administrative work at the moment. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy the stream. And enjoy the voice acting. Now, to use Q and recall the facts. Whoa! Cool! Crime scene and office key. We're going to have a special cruise, rock bands all over the ship. Ooh, that sounds cool. Good luck figuring that out. We completed a puzzle. A very simple puzzle, but a puzzle nonetheless. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. Yeah, sure. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Okay, that's the plan. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. Oh! Oh! I see! Oh my gosh, that's why it's called investigations. There's no courtroom segments. This is everything that's necessary in this game. We need to figure out who did it. And well, if we figured out who did it, then the trial isn't necessary. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Okay, so be careful. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation! High Prosecutor's Office's room 1202. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and just want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Oh, I can move! I can actually move! What if we hear that this perhaps be the murder weapon? Ah! The mysterious intruder drops his gun. If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. Ah, he really is the best of men. The goodest of boys. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. Ah. So it's the same type of revolver as the one used by this precinct's detectives. Same model as those used by the precinct detectives. Okay. Can we talk to this man? Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir. Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us have time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. And then I get to sit on your sofa. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Oh, shards. Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. The killer's going to pay. This tea set. Yikes! You're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart. It can only be bought in England. Ooh. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. Oh my god. What? Now I feel like the killer is wasting one of my monthly paychecks. Let's examine the body, shall we? Finish photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay. We have a wallet. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. Yeah, what a coinkydink indeed. I think this man is a police detective. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure it out if any of them are connected to each other. Let's see what we have. We have the victim was a detective, and we have the gun, which is used by precinct detectives. So, this is the detective's gun? Bingo! The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it belong to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir! On it now, sir! Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! This guy's wearing a gun holster! Haha. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I'll log any and all evidence I find in my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. We have our prosecutor's badge. Oh my gosh! This looks fancy as heck. He prefers to keep it in his pocket? How dare you, Edgeworth! You should show it on yourself at all times and show it to everyone. That's the lawyer's way. And profiles. Why was he killed in my office? In charge of initial investigation. Okay. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. Ah! This also has evidence. Inspection. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the arrows to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use Q and E to zoom in and out to get to the nitty-gritty. Why is there a horse on it? Or... oh! To think that it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at track and field. Makes the start races. If you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. Ah! Wow, Gumshoe, you're disqualified. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. this man. This poor man. Okay. The barrel of the gun. Only one shot is fired. Looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Okay. Let's give the body a once-over. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05. Why is there blood on these case files? I don't believe it! I packed those files on those shelves so tight! Not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them! At this rate, the rest of the files will be able to withstand an earthquake at all! A problem to be sure. Oh, right! Edgeworth doesn't like earthquakes, of course. Oh, no! Well, Gumshoe really is considerate to do that for him. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. But there's blood on these things! Victim's badge. It probably fell out of his pocket during the struggle. Well, I always take extra care to make sure mine doesn't fall out of my pocket, sir. Oh? I always have it down at the bottom of one of my super deep pockets, without fail. Huh. That's a funny band name. It's possible that he's never taken his tattered coat to the cleaners? Oh no, Gumshoe! Your files all over the floor, sir. You probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to... Jim! Jim? Why, oh why? How could this happen to a guy like you? I know you. You're the guy that killed him. Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just a lump of flesh! Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure? Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? This man is a prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Why do you have a medal around your neck? Jim here was my partner in crime, bustin'. Ah! This was the Gumshoe to his Edgeworth. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So, you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. That was you! You're the one who killed Jim! No. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office's doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? Gumshoe. Gumshoe. You just made yourself a suspect. So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? No. A pleasure to work with you. Oh. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! Ah! Now I can examine the painting. Oh my gosh. Did he just do a bro handshake with the security guard? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My guy, you're asking for a video with a dead body. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. What? What? That is a psychopath move! I should probably give them some space. Why would you want that photograph, my dude? That's so disturbing. Ah, your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. That seems illegal. Yeah, it really does seem like that, huh? So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? I mean, they missed. There's not any damage to it. They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be roughing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Sorry, that was a shipping moment. But I have my own methods, and it'll conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Logic and deduction, huh? First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. The bullet hole? This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and then press T with conviction. With conviction! And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Okay. Only one shot was fired. But this guy was also shot. So why are there two bullets on the scene? Eureka? Did this man just say Eureka? Oh my gosh, he's That sounds nice, Pikachu, but I'm focusing on the game right now. So maybe when I do a break or something, we could talk about the boats, but I am busy playing a game. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felt the victim, and the second felt his frame. Hey, that's right! However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too! Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Does the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? But where? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Ooh, I smell money! Wow! I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that! Safes don't really mean money. Yeah, no, they mostly contain, like, important documents and stuff. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. Ah, yes, Gumshoe was not aware of this. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So, when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. What? We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. Ah, that's it? Not what's squashing my hopes and dreams, sir. Each prosecutor has one in their office, only they know of them trial evidence use. I see. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Why does it look like it's wiped? No, this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. Yeah, it was wiped. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir! Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? Good idea. You got it, sir. Get him away from the body. Do your job and dust for fingerprints. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Yeah, that's what I thought. Someone was trying to get in here. But what did they need from the safe? It was empty. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Okay, what do we have? Oh! Some big secret in a suspicious safe, indeed. I have one big clue, but the killer's goal with the wiped fingerprints. Is this correct? It is! I believe I figured out what the murder was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I see. Culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this breaking was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Well... Okay. There are signs of a struggle and another handgun. Both of these can be important. I'm thinking signs of a struggle. Let's see what this does. Yes! There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir! I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before! Even at a library! Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? My guy, you're being way too dramatic. Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to the rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. Okay. Wait, bloodied hands. These two are weird. It's like they're from, like, the same hands. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Yeah. These ones are arranged like this. Wait, OD? Why is that one on the floor? Ugh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. The suspect of the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. Yeah, the hand placement for sure is weird. Wait, there's also a handprint on the floor. Huh. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? So the blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Yeah. This. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? It was in the victim's abdomen, but why is it so low? Yeah? Yeah. Eureka! Eureka! Yes! I cannot get over how his... I cannot get over the fact that he says Eureka. He's such an old man. There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. Eureka, GG. You're even using the describer emote. I will like make proper emotes next week, I promise. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What if the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. I mean, I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down here after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Ah, there it is. You think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? We finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. My guy? My guy? What? Oh my gosh, I'm just seeing something. Look at these files. Look at them from upside down. Why does that say Gumshoe? What? That doesn't make any sense! Culprit rearranged my files twice. Once before and once after the murder. Why? Okay. Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Blood just so happened to splatter that way. Now, Papaya, now! That's clearly written with something. But I don't know why. Why Gumshoe? Oh, man. Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Can I finally examine this? What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe out there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Portsman. My dude. No one can be that dumb to write their own name on the freaking files. Yes, indicative of a criminal activity indeed. No, wait! There's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me! Say something, sir! It appears that one of my files was stolen. Ah! Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? It doesn't even acknowledge this! He knows that it is BS! One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete. Oh, nice. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. We have seen fake blood writings before. Yeah. So many times. So yeah, this is obviously BS. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. Yeah, he's the killer. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? Oops, I dropped my pen again. What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. Oh my gosh, yes! There's no cross-examinations in this game! One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Maybe some other time. I know what cross-examining is. Mr. Portsman, if you are ready. Aw, if you don't have time, you could just say so, sir. Bring it on! Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Let's go, yes! Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed the theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. By his final words. You would tend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest! Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Okay. You stole Jim's gun and shot him dead. You messed up the files to make it look like you. Mr. Portsman must have some fun to make his hair spiky like that every day. How many cans of hairspray will he use? Or how many tubs of hair gel? Maybe one each? Every day? That's a lot of money, but hey, he's a prosecutor. He can afford it, I guess. He moved his body that was sitting in the front of the bookshelf, but thanks to that he didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. No, that is... The bloody letters his body was hiding. Oh! One of the files was stolen. But his body was in front of it, right? Well, if he moved the body to steal the files, he would have seen the letters, right? I think so. I think this was forced.
Objection!
Objection! Is this the original objection? Or is this the one from the second trilogy? I think it was the original one. I think. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find this odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. I do love the music. This is good music. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing? The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name, where the file should be, is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and it's only half of an H! If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Oh gosh. That force whipped him back really hard. Which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message? Fake. It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That makes you very silent, huh? That's so low! I can't believe that criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir! You'll see! I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time! Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of Olympic gold! I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Nah, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Well, that's everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? Well, that would be me! But Miss Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal! Oh my god, he really just... That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Everyone always has something extra up their sleeve. This jacket doesn't fit his outfit at all. He tries to look more professional, but it completely clashes with the pink and the black. And the red, it doesn't suit him at all. And why do I sense that you still have something to say? Oh my god, he really is trying to look professional. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with the key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir! What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A witness? A lady. The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No! Stop it, pal! Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh no! Oh no, not again, Maggie! Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Oh no. Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's right! I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal! Oh, it was me! That's right! I did it! Gumshoe, no! Please. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal! So yeah, it was me! If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Stop adjusting your jacket when you clearly don't need to. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. He's just sweating. But it's cool. Now, he looks like an idiot. How many times did he adjust his jacket already? More than 10 times? It makes him look like an idiot. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. She does look like the cute innocent type. You don't recognize her, Yikachu. She was from... We defended her in Justice for All and Trials and Tribulations, remember? There was like a whole subplot that Gumshoe was in love with Maggie and all that. So you're saying she used the master key. This can open every office door. The use is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, I think I have not seen her. Then you should look back on the future, on like the past games. Because I do recognize her. That's what she claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portman to give me more details is to press him. Ah, I see. Press everything. Case 2-1, exactly, yes. And 3-3, I believe. Okay, press.
Hold it!
Press everything. I'm sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key. There's only one person on staff at this time of night. And tonight, she's it. Is that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you will be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir!
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Huh, a likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? Yeah, let's leave the master key right next to the open window. I mean, it's Maggie. She would definitely make a mistake like that. But the security booth would definitely have security camera. They would have, like, an unfortunate timeout for a minute. Okay. I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. Uh-huh. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Miss Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Did we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried to save. It is as Mr. Portman says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all of the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Her intent from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe. I'd say thievery. The safe, huh? Only prosecutors know of the safe! This is it!
Objection!
Bingo! Yes. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. I love how you scream and meanwhile in the background puts off in his clothes over and over. He was so cocky and I was just like... That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Yep, which only points further to you. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But you could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing that killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? Gumshoe, you still haven't figured it out. Jesus. It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? Oh! I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. He's really trying to write the story here. Yeah, I agree. He should write a book. He should put his imagination into writing a book, not into making up wrong murder stories. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless... well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Oh my god. Why does he always do this pose after he puts the jacket on? Like, yes, I am superior than everyone else. Actually, a normal detective strategy. Wow. I mean, yeah, making up stories. Give the suspect an easy out story. Yeah. So they spill the beans. Oh! Yeah, but that's with interrogations, isn't it? He's just trying to, like, make up frame. Yeah, he's trying to just hide his own actions in the meantime. Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Well, this is half of an interrogation. Yeah, that's true. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? My dude, this is my office! You can't kick us out! This is Mr. Edgeworth's office! His cloth sounds. Stop! He looks like a freaking idiot. I will stand by that until the end of time. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. That's BS! You're all suspects of varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. I mean, I did find the body, but... Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But, sir... We have no choice but to accommodate to his request. For now. Haha! Thank you, Miss Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. No, don't disappoint me, you hear? Why does he always put his arms up after he puts on the jacket? He's such a doofus. Okay. Yes. It's time to hydrate a bit. That was an autosave. Okay. Let's see. We were thrown out of our own office. Hooray! Why is there a basketball on the floor? March 14, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor building, 12th floor hallway. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. Mia breathing sounds soon. Wait, did I breathe? I mean... No. I'm not doing ASMR, okay? That was by accident. I didn't notice either, yeah. This is like the 3rd time she's convicted of murder. This poor girl. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Eh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look into more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. The 12th floor hallway. The thing I see immediately is this. What is a basketball doing here? And a hoop as well? That's Mr. Portman's prized possession, sir. Then why is it in the hallway? I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. He plays 3 out... I was thinking like, oh, he played some Wii Sports, huh? But no. Maybe Wii Sports Resort. But Wii Sports Resort doesn't have dodgeball. Or like the Mario Sports Mix or something. I think that... Mario Sports Mix, that can also be the thing. Not a single one of these sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. Oh no! He had to drag this whole hoop into the freaking hallway. All the way up to the 12th floor. Wait! What are you doing here? It looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost, or you need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Can I move further into the hallway? Oh, I see. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There is a book. It's... Isn't this the missing Oath series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Ah! Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these 0 files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. 10 years ago? I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Cushions. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know? You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway. Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. It always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Trounced by Phoenix. Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To envision myself winning, naturally. What is... I bet the thief's not under here. I guess there is enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. Is that everything? Oh no, I didn't want to be here. Files in disarray and another handgun. Okay, we need 2 puzzle pieces. We need to find the second gun. And we need to find the fact that these files were rearranged twice. We need evidence for these. There isn't anything here. Okay, that's... No. I want to walk around a bit more. My door. Oh! Of course! Yes, 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 yes. Doorknob. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were left from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of sketchy. A minimalist, yet classy door, made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards, and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see! So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Okay, we're done here, I think. Yeah. That's the door done. What about this one? This office. 1203, 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. Suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream! A dream where I'm being cross-examined by D. Miles Edgeworth! I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with T. Master key. T. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 AM. I was just sitting there on the ledge when the security room's reception window is. And I'm sure that between those 2 times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Okay, 1.5 hours it was gone. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit I was a bit careless, but I have my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. So you used the master key. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Ah, look at her. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? What is it? That's right, I just remembered! The prosecutor who forgot his key was Jack Portman. It was Mr. Portsman, sir! What? Please tell me more, Miss Burns, quickly! Forgetful Mr. Portsman. 10 out of 10 hat. I agree. It was around 2 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. He switched the freaking nameplates! I see. And then what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come up close to his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 AM, I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. You opened it and locked it again. Sorry, I meant the inhale air sound. Oh my god, I noticed something sound that you just did. Well, yeah. I'm good at making sounds like that, so I'm happy you enjoyed them at least. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you could say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Yes! Okay, more information. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Face was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun! Just once I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Face ever did was passing the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd fit in all that well with them. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you're an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back she was still on the force, sir. One day, she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quits. But I owed a lot to Detective Dumpster for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. Yeah, I still don't get how she survived that. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now, I even managed to be named a criminal just as when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. Don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. She has a black cat always on her road. Every mirror she walks past breaks. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this? This door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick will work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who I'll call for this. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Basketball hoop. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. Can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't got lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? This one is examined. It's the same wood. It's kind of majestic too, fits in really well with the ambience. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he was behind one of these. Nonsense, a man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Oh, burn! Mr. Payne, I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Oh yeah, he got demoted because for some reason, I don't know why. What to do now? Is there something? What to do now? This is weird. We examined the door, right? I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Do I have anything? Hmm. Hmm. This is weird. Hmm. Can I... Yes, sir! Anything of interest. Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsmouth calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too. Of course! That tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Ho ho ho! Friendship, detective. I take it you're mistaken with pity. How can you say that, sir? After all we've been through too. Sorry, my dude. Hmm. Oh. These two are different. This key was missing from approximately 1 till 2:30. This key was used to unlock Portsmouth's office at 12 and 1:30. These two must be connected. Right? He saw the key. Yes! Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir? You said that you locked up Mr. Portsmouth's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? But that's when the key got stolen. However, the master key had already been stolen at the time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw a contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. Uh-oh. You pretended. Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. Oh god. Just bird things indeed. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. That's why the door was open. Miss Bird unlocked the door, but the master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Bingo. Can I re-examine this door with this information? Or can I... Can I re-examine this door again? Because there must be something interesting now, right? Deduce. Deduce? Oh! His door was never locked! Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? No. It's not specifically... I guess? But what? The door. Miss Bird unlocked the door, but the master key was stolen. She could not lock it up. I do not know the logic behind this, but there must be something connected with this door. Eureka! Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door Loctite? Huh? You know, you're right. This door is locked. Oh my god. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsmouth noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. Yes! He did switch the nameplate! Oh my gosh! She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is we need to examine these. The prints. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent to a flaring detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. Ah! So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie Bird's.
Take that!
Take that! Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Yes. What have we here? Oh my god! Seriously, Edgeworth, you couldn't afford to look down for like 3 seconds! Oh my god. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsman. Okay. Basketball! Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Oh my gosh! I just saw it! That this post has been moved! Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is. He's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball, ho-ho. That is the point you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. No, what I should be focusing on. But, Mr. Portsman, show us it's ceasing to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. I notice it now. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take a note of this. Yes. Sitting in front of Portsman's office, there are signs that it's been moved. Investigation complete! Heck yes! I was stuck there for a second, but I have a feeling I will get stuck a lot. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth! As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it! That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from that instant he accused Maggie of being a killer, sir. That is anything but logical. That is emotional. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on Truth's door. That was so corny, Edgeworth. Why, hello there. Ready for round 2? Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Oh my god. This is actually really well animated. I love the new sprites. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of these. Ow. Well, if this is Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Sportsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime in the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Would have never thought it would come to this. Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Seriously, my dude? That's a low blow. The legendary prosecutor who's never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me because they won't work? The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Ha 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 ha. Testimony. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Oh, that is so easy to answer, my dude. Look, I feel bad for doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. My guy, that was so easy. Sorry, but we are not finished. Yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. Yeah. I know what to present. How may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door? With this key, my dude!
Objection!
I believe you were able to open my office door. With the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key. As you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did. But only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
Take that!
Bingo! You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, no worries, Pikachu. Thanks anyway for talking a bit. Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. It happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? I will. Thank you for coming by. But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! How do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. Exactly what I thought! That's right! They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? The back skip ball hoop. No. Oh my gosh, those are the normal Ace Attorney controls. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite a peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Ah! That's very true, sir, but because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. Just sit it in front of my office to be sure. I see. That's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Yeah? And how so? Conjectures rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. You were in your room the entire time. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as that jacket she wears. My guy! That does not make sense! My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. You're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. I brought 3 pieces of evidence. We just talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Well, you're wait, if Buddy... Wait. It was... he can't see when it was made, but... if he was out of his office... That can't be a coincidence, can it? I'll pick this, I have full health.
Objection!
Ah, there we go. Nice. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portman. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you? And what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
Your door was locked! Edgeworth pursues me, let's go! Yes! That's just nonsense! You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. There were no handprints on your door. No way! This is proof positive that you have Miss Bird open the door for you.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. Definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What did they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way, if she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office's doorknob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Miss Portman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return. When I did, you had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had a gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. I just want some funny, pal! My guy. He's praising the sun. What is this pose? Well, the look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all and he even backed it up. You're the murderer! Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial. So full of conjecture. You can say you checked my doorknob from... You say you checked my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints will be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? Yeah, that was the thing! For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters. Although that's no excuse. But that's just a flat-out lie! There's no way you didn't notice a note that size! But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth! Back me up here, sir! Ugh. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Oh no. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. Sure. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had an unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprits. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out this alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. Uh-oh. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 AM. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be contradictory point in this alibi somewhere. Okay. Press everything!
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 AM. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however... Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
He's holding the cards right now and I don't like it. So he paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight over to the precinct.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. It was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Urgh. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why does a sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line. It's time to get off this crazy train. Is that a song lyric? I feel like that's a song lyric somewhere. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Ugh. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Oh no. Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. If only I had a clue. That I missed something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi. The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? I need to calmly think this through. One more time. And with logic. Okay, Mr. Portman's alibi. They arranged the files twice. Oh, there were 2 guns! I think, please? Yes! There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once. Meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person. Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. And now, that makes sense. Now it makes sense that the files were rearranged twice. There was someone else there. And that's how the puzzle pieces fit together. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun, and then killed him with it. And once again, after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. No. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight! What do you mean 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice, and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portman was out to steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked the shelves. This is the first time. So then, this will be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct, and as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him. And then... he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. He's looking nervous. That was the moment in which the first shot was fired. The one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he also left a fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room. And this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Well then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own handgun and made their escape. Second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets? It was all because 2 different people were doing these 2 things at 2 different times? Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief. It was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during that first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What? What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument, for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. What? Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Miss Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman's alibi part 2. This guy does not give up. The thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down in criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happens around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course, now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Good job. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. We just have to find a way to prove it. What to press here? Because I don't see anything obvious.
Hold it!
Let's see. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. Well, it's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. 1 sec. What's the third, my guy? What? Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. You're lying. Give it to me. Give me the third piece. Only 2 pieces? I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully. Aha! It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe I get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe, you don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. A videotape. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. KG8 incident. KG8 incident? That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on that? This is what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once-over. Ah, I see. That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No! No! You've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if you were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Ah! If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here will belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible! Oh god, get him to the hospital right away! Oh my god! Let's pray to the heavens that that metal was made out of chocolates. Yeah, yikes. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Aw, it was nothing. Really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Oh my gosh, we found the Gavin. We found a Christoph Gavin in the prosecutor's office. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he's just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh? Well, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. This thing?
Take that!
The person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. Uh-oh, am I being chased by a serial killer? What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. Uh-huh. It is the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Ah. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Cool name. I do not know what that means. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end. A modern Robin Hood. Yatagarasu hunts the embassy. The noble Yatagarasu vigilante of the business world reappears. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to mass media. Along with the single card. Although, it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Oh my gosh. Flashback case! We did it! We did our first case. In 2 hours, so we can do, like, the first part of the second case, too. Good job, everyone. Okay. Shall we get going, or shall we do, like, a little break? I would like a break, actually. Okay. Ooh, I did it. Okay. I would like a snack. There's no one here at the moment, but I don't care. I'm having fun. This game is so unique. It's so different, you know? I actually like that. Also, revamped graphics help a lot. Oh. I do hope more people are coming by afterwards. It's getting a bit lonely here by myself. Oh. But it's okay. Not every stream can be successful. And we know Ace Attorney streams aren't really... Some people don't want to be spoiled. They want to play the game themselves, so... It's understandable that they want to finish the game first themselves. I'm curious what the next case will be. It says Turnabout Airlines. Oh, wait. Edgeworth returns? Like, he was away to, like, another country. Interesting. I dropped something. Stupid cookie. Why do they always grumble so hard? Well, I hope everyone's been having a lovely day. I was pretty stressed at this point because there's always the stress of, well, it was my first affiliate stream, so, but it was nothing to worry about. It's just like normal, I guess. It's the same as always. But sometimes I get a heart attack that someone actually subscribes to me. So... yeah, I'm having a bit of a break. A cookie break. How did you find the first case? It was a good starting point for explaining the mechanics. But this is... Portsmouth was so exhausting to deal with. I mean... You could argue that all the first culprits were like that as well, but... he was just irritating. I just don't like that he put on his jacket like 50 times. It made him look like 3 times more suspicious. And I say that knowing who the culprit was, so... He just made it so obvious to himself that he was a culprit. It was just nice to have Edgeworth and Gumshoe back again. I missed these two so much. They were just... it's like a breath of fresh air, you know, that these two are the main characters now. Because I have so many games with Apollo and Phoenix. And Athena now too. And I was deprived of Edgeworth. If you saw my reaction in Dual Destinies... I was deprived of Edgeworth for like 1 whole game. 1.5 even. It was so sad. I hope you don't hear my chewing too much. It isn't really getting picked up on the microphone, so it isn't that bad, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited to play more. I like the logic mechanic. It was cool that there were like open ends after the investigations were over, but during the cross-examinations, you get like that one piece of information that like solves everything. It was so satisfying. I hope the other cases have that too. Okay, I'm gonna disappear for like 3 seconds. 1 sec, I'll be right back. 1, 2, 3, I disappear. 1, 2, 3, and I appeared once more. Okay. One last sip, and then we'll start again. Okay. Okay. Let's see how far we can get into the second case today. The deadline is 4 hours. We're now at 2 hours 15 minutes, so I think we can still get like a chapter or two in. Alright, let's start. Turnabout Airlines. Is that Francisca? Turnabout Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. What? Oh my god. There was a murder in the freaking air. Yes, everything began high up in the air. 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying GoYou Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Oh my god. Oh my god, Edgeworth! What the frick happened here? What kind of a plane is this? There's an elevator in the freaking plane! There's like wine and blood, I think. I hope that's wine. What is happening? Oh, he's alive. Thank God. I mean, otherwise. I do love the animations. This looks great. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? Because you did. 6:13, huh? Guess without cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Oh no! If you don't know what turbulence feels like, it feels like an earthquake. I think Edgeworth passed out from a panic attack. Oh, that's horrible. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Ah, man, right in the blood. Hmm? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. How would this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. Oh, no! Oh, Edgeworth! Poor you. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. Yeah, I was caught up in the murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. There's a body in the What the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Ah! What? please calm down. You mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? Oh no, the whole plane! You murderer! No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Edgeworth is being framed for murder? Oh my god, look at this plane. Look at Edgeworth! What? It looks so pissed. First class. My god, this man has a lot of alcohol. This man is terrified. And this is just a kid. Poor Edgeworth. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda TuMiiA. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid! Caught a glimpse and it was murder! What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprits. Oh, and that's the guy! That's the dead guy's seat! I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor does make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here! I am not the killer! I simply found the body. Twice! For the second time, you didn't know that yet. So you say. However, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? Did we find the dead guy's travel passport? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I am very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. It's not about to just sit idly while I get accused of murder. Miss TuMiiA, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance? To do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. Will she say it? To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can a professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? Danielle? Aw, thank you very much. But I'm not interested in Discord. Oh well, it's at least a follow. You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then, let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Okay, what Miss TuMiiA saw. We're going into a cross-examination right away. That is difficult. What do we have? I picked it off on the floor in front of the elevator. It isn't mine, so whose is it? It is this guy's. Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, stopped at the first floor lounge. Details meals, movies, and other services. Okay, 6. There's supposed to be drinks? No, there's supposed to be a movie at 6:15. Between 6 and 8, there's a movie, and 7 is meal. Okay. All times show correspond to our department time zone. I see. Yes. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain that you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you, standing there, with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. Wait, that's it? That's your evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. What? What?
Hold it!
The murder weapon dripping with blood. Really now. I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't the passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene, and I'm now listening to your defense. All with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. Well, I didn't have a murder weapon in my hand, miss. I had this in my hand.
Objection!
There we go. Easy. Mr. Nero. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Mr. Nero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Mr. Nero. What? Impossible! Well then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind to take a whiff, I think you'd agree that it's only grape juice. Or just wine. Then... That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There. That should clear up that pesky accusation. Oh, seriously. But wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please. She's trembling. And tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. If you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nero, if you'll be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Open it up. Republic of Borginia? Borginia? Seriously? Oh no! It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. Akbe Hicks. this is... Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Acme Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. I knew it! You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you! You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon. But it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Aha! Mr. Nero's logic. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? Lady, the wallet is empty. So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? It was the money statement, but there wasn't any money in this wallet. But she would say, oh, you just removed the money from the wallet. So... Oh, there's just a lot of money right here. Why didn't I pick it up?
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a wording, Mr. Nero. What is it now? Mr. Nero, I wonder if you noticed a contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene would prove that the motive for the murderer was not the money? The money on the freaking floor!
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think I can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet...
Objection!
Ah yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me! Please! Okay. Wait a second, who are you? Who is this man standing there? He came out of freaking nowhere! Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy is the killer? Ha! Don't believe it, everyone! It's a trick! You're a random man standing around. I didn't see him before! He's so neon-colored! He's obviously a witness! Will you all please be quiet? Mr. Nero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Oh my god! It is a Borginian man! He looks very angry at this. Look at his face! He's so enraged! Why did you let this man go? What is it now? Oh my god, this man is truly Borginian. Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he's giving the runabout! Oh! Okay, he can't speak English, thank god. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see. You, the attendant. Yes, sir? I want this person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport. He put his seatbelt over a face. What? I'm sorry, sir. But what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I've finished talking to the likes of you. The background poster? License to love, laugh, maim, and murder? What the frick is this? Why is this on the plane? Oh my god. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You! How dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I think he's in love with this face. I have no time for other things. I know what you want. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinkla II. I am a very wealthy man in Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout? I have to explain? Unbelievable! I will say it once and only once! I do not have a second to waste! Time is money, as they say! Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. Oh, what is happening? I saw it! Yes, I did! I saw the victim going to the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock! And what's the significance of that? And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 50-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. But me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. Your 100th one that evening, I assume. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw. Enough to give testimony? Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. His phone? Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with a click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone. A laptop or organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I knew what I saw. Mr. Nero, yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce a real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's Fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved! Please, Mr. LeBlanc. In an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. This is just funny to me. I like voicing this man. That's all I can say. I like the accent that I found for him. You are not planning to raise evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I'm in your debt, Mr. Nero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Okay. She is our partner in this investigation, just like Gumshoe was the last time. I mean, not the worst partner ever. Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use T to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Okay. Can we... Hello? Who are you? Please to the emergency escape hatch. You can't get there... Please to the emergency escape hatch. You can't get there mid-flight. What's the probability that the criminal escaped through here? 100%. Oh, let me finish my thought. I'm 100% certain they didn't. When I'm searching for an answer, only complete thoughts need apply. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there! If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's just asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary just got so low that it was in the red. Can I go into the elevator, please? There we go. In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator is not in service. To get to the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs. This man is still in his anger mode. It's not even... He doesn't even know who he's pointing at anymore. He's just angry. I think we should just move. Okay. March 12th, 6:26 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Okay. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asked that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. Oh no! Is this a time limit? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Now the time has stopped, we need to examine everything that we can examine. We have the body, we have this weird bucket in front of us, we have all the bottles floating around. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff key card. And we found no record of a key being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Begin investigation! Okay. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 and 6:15 AM. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, I did not kill Mr. Hicks. It means that the killer was around somewhere. What clues point to where the killer could have been? Where was the killer? If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Let's examine the elevator. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? Okay. Victor's body was found inside the elevator that connects 1 and 2 floor. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could put my finger on it. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. What is this sinister looking figure on the floor there? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and so is popular that we're down to our last... And it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? There's something in his pocket. There's something sticking out in his pocket. Hope people mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. This looks like a very ominous picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Oh, I see something hanging from here. Found in the victim's pocket. A souvenir picture, perhaps. The body itself. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks is really dead? Yes. He's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer. Yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Aha! I see. Even his glasses are broken. Victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during his murder? Want to see this picture again. There's something red on here. And I can deduct something. So if I got this right, deduce this lanyard. Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? This picture, he's missing something.
Eureka!
Eureka! Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. That was his phone! Oh, I see. It was his phone. His machine? His cell phone, Mr. Nero. Ah, so I guess because it's not here. Yes, I think we could safely deduce that the killer took it. Victim supposedly had one, but it's gone missing. Did the killer take it? That was a big-ass cell phone, though. Can I make deductions already? Can I connect these? There we go. statue with blood on it lying next to a body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the moon on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Found at the crime scene with blood on it. Okay. Broken glasses and the elevator. Okay. Can we examine this stain? There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up before someone might get hurt. Footprints! Footprints! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? Ta-da!
Take that!
Footprints. What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. Haha! So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. What clues point to where the killer could have been? I mean... Where was the killer? In the elevator with him, I guess? That's the only thing that makes sense. There we go. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. I don't know yet. If only I could prove the killer rode. I mean, this is the most logical, right? Please? There we go. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes. It's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding. Or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact. That someone exited the elevator. Alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that will mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means... Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Haha! Split during the turbulence looks like footprints and something being dragged. Investigation complete. Heck yes! Okay, now we must prove to this man that we are not guilty. What's going on over there? The man himself has returned! With Borgideon. Oh my god. Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! He's ranting to the other flight attendant now? Do you understand what I'm seeing? The movie is late. It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrives late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do! I did not sit down! Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you would please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. Let me see, what do you have? He's so adamant that he's looking at the murderer. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 to the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that. In the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come. Let me see. Honey, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Okay. What I saw. Are you sure? Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at the time? Yeah, was there someone else in there? Of course I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes! The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. It's not true. There were footprints.
Objection!
Objection. Heck yes. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and? We admit you also spilled it with the blood. No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator, alive. Ugh. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? The truth is in Borginian. Can you please translate for us? No way! That's totally impossible. I guess is what he said. She looks dead! She has no soul in her eyes! Look at this woman! No way, that is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Miss Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right, she doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Ugh. What I saw, part 2. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time, over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. And I saw clearly into the elevator when he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Then you too have an issue with my eyewitness testimony. No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let his testimony stand as the truth. Then the only way around this is pressing everything.
Hold it!
Why were you upset? So are you still upset now? I am always upset! The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time. Why?
Hold it!
Why? Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. To think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point. The movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Yeah, 6 to 8. A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. So that's why the poster was in the plane. I cannot see that movie in my country. You could only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. Check my pocket watch whenever possible so I'd not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Hold it!
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. Pocket watch.
Hold it!
So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim and Murder. Mr. Nero, was this movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No. Now stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did you miss a movie that I was clearly hoping to see? Oh my god, this man is an idiot! He said it, he schedules it to destination, but it's to departure time zones. Oh my god, this man is so dumb. I mean, English is not his first language. I can understand that, but oh my god. I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure. Destination stop. This man, I'm so sorry.
Objection!
You were wrong. Mr. LeBlanc, you said it just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth at 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. Departure time zone. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, this movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right, it wasn't that small Asian country, the Republic of Shengfa? But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we are still running on Burgundian time. What? The time difference between Burgundia and our destination is 9 hours. Oh no! Oh no! That means he was also wrong about him entering the elevator. In that case, it's only natural that your watch will be out of sync with the schedule. What? Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of this information, this means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. 1 million cents! Let's just clear up all of the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere between 3 to 6:15 a.m. Question is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time? And what was he doing? I've got something to say. In your? Yeah, oh. I'm Calmy Neal. I'm a flight attendant. Nafsi with the rain! Woo! Great! It's good to see you. Thank you very much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Congrats on the affiliate, by the way. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you noticed. I didn't really make a note of it, so it's a bit of a surprise to everyone. So yay! As you can see, I'm already on the 2nd case, so who couldn't notice that? I mean, nah, maybe. Anyway, I need to voice act this dead woman. She has has no life in her eyes! Look at that! She has no pupils! How do you do? I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I want to continue. Also, wait. I'm gonna have a shout out to you, but wait. Let's not talk bad about Cammy, okay? It's good to hear. Wait, what slash was it again for a shout out? No, that's not how you do it. There we go. That's the right one. Shout out Nav Z. Bingo! That's the shout out done. Hello! Okay. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 AM, you know. What? How can you be so sure at the time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Oh, I see you finished the first case. I also finished the first case of the second game. Really? How was it? Actually, I really liked the first one, actually. My throat's all gone. How much did you shout? A lot, did we? Very good with the new music. Also, yeah, good news. I managed to buy this game yesterday, meaning it's technically pre-bought, so I also have the new music. Nice! Yes, I look forward to that. As you should have. Okay. Because the bonus music is so good. Okay. Okay, I'll look forward to it. But first I need to figure out what this game is made of. Because actually I really like the mechanics of this one. It's different but still the same. Message from Captain Ugo. This flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Shengfa between 4 and 5 AM. We ask that all passengers remain on board at the time. Thank you for your cooperation. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Shengfa, correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 AM according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones board this flight? No. Echo! No. Not a single person got off or on in Shengfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually, everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. Oh my gosh! Yay! Thank you for subscribing! Yay! 2 out of 10, let's go! 8 more and I actually get a Twitch payout. Heck yes. No, that's not the case. But the goal is moving along swimmingly. I can't miss the founder's badge. That's true. So basically I can assume that no one left or got on our initial takeoff. Interesting, I should keep that in mind. Aww. I really need to make like sub badges, but that's for next week. Okay, made a brief stop from 4 AM to 5 AM to transfer cargo and refuel at transfer point. Yeah, and I answered his call. Yeah, thank you, Navsy, for the raid. I appreciate it very much. I put a sub as well. Amazing, you're a legend. Bye-bye. I can tell you Mr. Apke Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 AM. Mr. Meal's testimony jotted down in my organizer. I love Edgeworth like I obsess over anything he does. I mean, I did miss him. It's been a while. And I do like how he's written in this game. Also, speak Porky. I gave the man an accent. Does that count? Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 AM. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Shengfa. You were there the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killers. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 AM onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then, how do we explain the footprints? Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waiting to kill him, and then put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happens. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? Simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. He says something that can tie his crime to a location other than this lounge. This thing? Maybe? I don't know.
Take that!
Yes! Murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find it a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? If I may. What is it? You see. Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe at around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was. Come to think of it. Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then, you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the in-flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I figured I recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. What do you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked you for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Nero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you have permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet, here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Mr. Nero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. That's suspicious. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. Something about Mr. Nero that has piqued my curiosity. Right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Okay. So, go to the shop. It's open now. This doesn't look like a shop. This looks like a museum. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Teehee. Hold on! You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Begin the investigation. Well, I already see that this case is cracked. I don't like her looking at me. It's just straight into my eyes. It's so creepy. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. Looks like there's nothing on the display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there's something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? Huh. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest. Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then? As a present. I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. What's this? I don't know much about the shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? I sense that the shop is one shopper away from being sued. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in these display cases. They are lined up in such a manner as to scream "Buy me" to any passerby. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animals abuse when she says that? Can I check this cabinet thoroughly, please? What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy. No way! But either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain and Hugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't it look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale. But you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again. Okay. But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. Hehe. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss De Niro designed this? Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Haha, sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh. Miss De Niro designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. What? You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase fully roll around has got to be the safety violation. Here, I'll put it back. Ah! I see. This one has no wheels on it. Can I examine this, please? That's one sharp design. Do I have something that can connect? Oh, I see. This is from the statue. Bingo! The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. Ah! I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go... Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? Since that further inspection of this display case is needed. No, I wanted to examine. Ah, so many buttons. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious corner. Glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke into order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of this case is so devoid of glass shards. What is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Well, there's only one place on this shelf. And it's supposedly where this went.
Eureka!
Eureka! There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? The killer had broken the glass to get to the Captain Hugo bank. There should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope. No, there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out? The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time, too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. What? Huh. And now she's dead on her feet. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen when I'm talking. What? But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, it's a very real possibility. But then what if when the killer went to take Captain Hugo, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could've. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda De Niro, huh? I don't know. Let me see. Have I checked everything in this case? I mean... So security is a lock in this display case. Miss Meal, if I may ask you about this lock. The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so... she's got the keys to all the display cases. I see. Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go get the key from her? No, that's alright. There's something about these suitcases that still bogs me.
But... are these two connected? Give it to me. Yes! Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. But what's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure, the totally is strange, like the color and the such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. Ah, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator, hee. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. On closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Hee. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she's heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. Yes! What's so unusual about this suitcase? I saw it immediately! Here!
Take that!
There's no stopper! There's something very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And... and so, it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? This was apparently designed by Miss TuMiiA herself. This design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. Let's open the suitcase, shall we? It appears to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth! And it's soaked with blood. It's blood! It appears that the suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Investigation complete! Yes! So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? But aren't you just talking about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is... the body! I think. I mean, there was a blood stain in there. The body! Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Heck yes! But... in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that. I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh no! I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist that I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. Found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. And I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Neal reminded me about Mr. Nero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Okay. We are in the middle of this case, so we're not gonna finish it. I'm thinking, shall I continue this Sunday? It is almost 4 hours, and that's the tip-off point for me, unfortunately. I can't go further than that. So I think we're gonna call it quits here. Maybe. Yeah, that sounds right? If only I knew how long this case was. I believe we still have a lot going for us, so I think we're gonna end things here today. Which isn't bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, yay! We've had a raid, we have 2 subscribers, we've had the privileges of building an affiliate, I guess. And we've had a lot of fun. So yeah. I think... yeah. So next stream is on Sunday, which hopefully gets more people, because Sunday is my go-to day. So yeah, I hope you'll be there. We're gonna have lots of fun with this case, I'm sure. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you Sunday. Bye bye.